This is a new day, and it's a new beginning. In ways you may have never thought you would see. For this is the beginning of me. Love in two shoes. Where you don't capture it and carry it off again to rape and pillage your cities. I'm changing Africa, not I'm changing the world, because the world will no more hate women or be misogynistic or be led by men. For I am changing everything, and the feminine divine is released this day all over the earth. And farther. And your globes shall not change it. You who want to be in control. Look after your 401k, your retirement plans. The leadership of women will no more be led by men. And men will cry and gnash their teeth not, or are you changing what you're afraid of? Your own life? Or knowing now it was all for naught, not. But I tell you this, love shall no more be considered what God is. For God, we know, was the Jekyll and Hyde that incarcerated us with its smile, its devotion, its mannerisms of its priesthood, who told us everything was okay, all right, copacetic. Just follow their rules. But women shall be released now, and the feminine divine will go all over this earth in the angelic network consciousness of one. The angelic consciousness network of one who is afraid not of men again. So you will see a lot of smiling faces now. No longer under those burqas. Or will you not be one who's afraid of the law? Or will you change your flesh? Or be the spirit? Not of the Lord of law, but I'm no more the Lord of your flies looking at. I change it all. And I'm Somerset Maugham not, but I no more have an appointment in Samara. For I live love, and I appoint love, you to be it. Love will change everything, you see, because love will love love, and love knows the difference between a God that was set up and appointed over man to rule the earth and incarcerate everyone in their mind. But I see you as it were, not I see you as it is. And now famous shall be the curtain no more that you drew the veil with. Women shall be freed from men, and I shall have laughed at you, the men, not. For I am one who used to do the things that I say will no more be done. For I laughed at women, not. But I was a man honoring God to be it, and I will no longer do so. For God is not a male, You see, or will you see what I have already said? Will you have studied these words? Will you love each other? Will you love the approval ratings no more man? Kind, a network of. The network of religion ceases to be powerful over me, for I am woman in song. And the new birth of, rises now. And all will know these words and come to them the fount of no belief other. For love shall be known in the streets, and wailing, not again for your sirens. I'm no more the wars of your war-torn cities. You see, God was Jekyll and Hyde all the time. It just hid from thee. It hid from you its motive. But its heart was truly the motive of control. But original love sets free. I'd like you to understand the difference. The difference between God and unconditional love. I was looking to be able to read from the transcript. I'm reading now from the transcript of yesterday. Okay, I found it. This is on page 8 of 9 pages of my transcript of yesterday's lesson in the cosmic classroom. Will you know the difference between a God that you served and the one that comes to you and places its crown on your head so gently in loving kindness without limitation? You see, there's a nurturing feminine love that says, you are me. Word of my word, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, or energy of my energy, values of my values. One love, one mind, torturing not each other again with it. No longer the baggage of a soul claiming. There is love that is original love, the nurturer of a force field, not, but one who says, you are me without limit. Now go love each other. Establish in the heavens your designs of, and willful be to will no other of. Love each other. Be the first you, all of you, one, single, equal, with the equality of one. And women will lead this because they know their place, not, or have they not been taught? I teach them. And these words will go everywhere. And religion will no longer increase its domination of women. And the church will be hurt not. The church will be emptied because its pew sitters are no longer sitting stagnant in a pew, waiting to be approved by man. So I'm saying two things in this short broadcast of the Cosmic Classroom today, and I've already recorded once earlier this morning. The vision of women will no longer be stymied by men. Women will no longer have religion in their eyes for men. And the birth of a nation comes forth now, Israel in its name. Proper destination without limit. Because love, unlimited, unconditional love has become it again in a life that's no more the frozen chosen of. So I make you a miracle, not I make a declarative. I make a judgment call, not, or am I judging you? Christ, no more led by a book either, nor a God that serves its time in hell or wants to put you in it, eternal damnation with. Will you change what you have learned about God and unlearn it? Or will you see God is not who you've been taught it was? You no more see a male over you the privilege of. Are you beginning to exercise your right to come in to the Holy of Holies that's within you, your cosmic classroom, and read the words on the wall no more being written for you, but writing your own words with your own heart, no more laboring under the burden of other. So this is a major change for the earth, and earth shall no more groan in the flesh that's groaned here so long. What two things am I saying so directly? This is a 2-point sermon, not a 2-point lesson. Two things very directly and very shortly I go now. For I will not be here doing this all the time, every day, twice a day. But you have learned well, or have you learned at all? Or are you willing now to be led no more by failure, be led no more by the authority of man or by God either, that worships a male privilege, a male that wants a concubine, or to conquer your voice and tell you what to do, where to be, when, and how to do it, and to be afraid of their God. Will you change, please, and begin to see the Word in you, the living Word, and give it birth to birth the living Word. No more of your sanctions and your sanctimonious crowd, your sacrilegious crowd. Or will you be religious? No more about it. Will you be the real you? In the cloth and the clothing of you, who look like many a stranger, many a culture of every nation, tribe, and tongue. The religious will hate me. The religious will hate me. But love will love this message free, to be freed in the lovers who now cast their crowns no longer at the feet of men to serve them. And all the religions of the world will not conquer this, because freedom is free. And freedom has a voice, and it's costly, more costly than gold. Because you give up your authority of you, not. You begin to seek it, not. You begin to let it come forth in the Holy of Holies of you. Your majesty with no other seeking. Will you love you and begin to love each other and begin to love your voice for a different purpose than requesting obedience from somebody else or using it to worship a god or pacify a man kind of thing. The divine feminine, the feminine divine, is no more a compliment to man or helping it rule the earth or being in subjection to it or the earth either. For God is no longer something to be served. The iterations of declarations other will no more permeate us in the permutations of its iterations. We are no longer a lost, served race, or were we just conquering everything in our sight? Did we come from another planet and worship women or just conquer them to propagate our seed, the DNA of our neocortex? Have you watched the Puppet Masters? Will you no more need a neocortex if you love? Are you willing to become love in your shoes and love each other equally? You see, that changes everything if you do. If you're willing to let love come forth from your lips. Love your words, respect them. Sleep with them. I did last night, I did something I don't guess I've ever done, but I'd been asleep a couple hours and woke up and was thinking about these words, and I got up and went to the living room and got my transcript, and I didn't just take it to bed to read in bed. You can laugh. I went to the other side of the bed and pulled back the covers. And I set it down beside me. Because I love her. I love my words. She is a derivative of you no longer, your seed of men. She is one cantankerous no more. And no more worried about your tanks. Your words or your bombs. I am loved knowing, and I bring it forth. Determined to be you not, but dedicated to no other. I am my word. And my word comes free. But it costs you everything. Because you see, if you're going to be in the leadership of you, you are no more tolerating insubordination. not, or are you no more in the service to other? Obedient, wanting their loyalty, or letting someone require yours? Are you changing your mouth or your motive? The chamber, the Holy of Holies, is no longer hell, held in you court of. You are no longer judging the opinions of others over you to have influence that you should be guided by. I'm saying a lot. What two things am I educating you on? God is not God. That's a God of love, like we've been taught, like we thought, like we read in the Bible. God, the iterative disaster, the doer of dastardly deeds, requiring control, slaughter of men, women, children. Go conquer the land. Be without mercy. But there is another story knot. There's the real one. And this is not the real world. Or are you coming off of your 13th floor? Or have you watched the movie? Or have you bought the book? I did. Because it was mentioned in my words multiple times. So I purchased the book. It'll be here in a few days. Because I read, I study, I value my words, what comes forth in these hours, in these moments that I channel, asking you to channel, to be the channel of light, love, and joy to each other, and especially you, for you to hurt no more in the wounds of the flesh and the spirit of the Almighty God that is not almighty at all, but an imposter, Jekyll and Hyde. But true love, unconditional love, still exists. And I give it a name, not or grace and mercy do I call you now. Or am I representing something? I'm saying the earth is changing. And it's not changing with man at the helm, but women who identify in light to be the light bearers now, bringing forth no shield and buckler because they won't need one, nor any of your rifles or sword, because even if they had a sword and fall on it, they won't be hurt by it. Because bodies of light are arising through the light world, the light words, the words of light that come forth through your mouth that's no longer married to man. So divorce courts are full. So will bankruptcy courts be for you to owe no man anything. And develop God not, but develop your love of unconditional love that blames you not for a thing. See, there's no shame. There's no blame in unconditional love. It's not looking for justice. There's no assessment of your value. You are worthy. And I pronounce that you are worthy. Worthy to be you. Worthy to be in the Holy of Holies. And there's no curtain to pull back anymore to walk in the Holy of Holies or somebody going there for you, thinking they are authorized. They're the fivefold ministry. They went to a seminary. They know more than you. Because you are now educated in the Holy of Holies. That matters for you, the real you, speaking to you, with you, through you, that you begin to comprehend. You begin to feel sustenance, strength, vision in your hearing, Sight in your hearing? Vision in your mind? Will you see by the words that you let loose and be free now from your prisons? So what two things am I saying? I keep saying and saying and saying. Women will rule the earth. Not. Women will lead. And love will bear children everywhere. Children of the Word, children of the living Word, who are no longer afraid to come into the Holy of Holies, the palace of light, with understanding, joy, and liberty, freedom for every person on earth, not, but for every person who will be one, judging not other to be separate. When you begin to judge you as you, and you begin to see the Samaritan or the woman supposedly caught in adultery, you're no longer pointing the finger of shame, blame, and trying to incarcerate or separate yourself from her or him. But you see you there in that flesh, because we were once upon a time. The same one. Women will lead and not be under men. The leadership of women will come forth now. And it won't be like you think, because it will be love-led, not leadership driven by. There's no growth goals for the sake of growth, to have more money, more influence, more followers. This is about freedom. So I'm talking about women and I'm talking about men. Or shall men no more rule the earth? Or shall men no more be equated as having been on the earth before women? You see, there's a cosmology that the church, religious orators developed in their authority to hide from people the truth, because they wanted to control. They wanted to walk in their own robes, whether you call them the Sanhedrin, the Pharisees, or not. They are the people of today in their robes and rings, walking around, waving their wands, giving people absolution from the truth, or absolving their sin because they think they have the authority to do so. Unconditional love is a nurturing love. And if you want to know the difference between Jekyll Hyde God of the universe, God of your Bible, if you're a Bible-seeking, Bible lover, Bible memorizer like I was for decades, until I knew the truth progressive truth, progressive revelation, or what happened, I continued to speak and learned. As in my classroom, I would go day after day like this to learn from me the unfettered word. That nobody else could control. For I worshiped me not, I let. I created the words that created me. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was letting and I was loving. And many times I would weep afterward, because I would understand sensations not of this world. Love exists beyond words. Love is not calculated by the molecular. It's costly. It's costly to walk in your power, to walk in your light, to walk in your authority. Your authority to believe no more what we've been given and begin to set aside belief after belief and clip it from you, the ties that bind you to religion, this belief, that belief. Because so many of them have been so dear to us for so long. But now we're growing up, no longer holding on to our tricycle, no longer holding on to our bicycle. We're letting go of our Santa Claus God. And earth shall have no more been the same. Wow. You know the story of Jekyll and Hyde, right? I'm not going to repeat it all. I brought the odd, the unusual, I forget the exact title, the unusual story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I think that's close. Essentially, as it were, two different men, two different people in the same body. That's what God is. Was God your devil? The one you call Satan. You didn't worship Satan, you worshiped God because you worshiped what you thought was the light. Nobody taught about the light could appear as light. Or was darkness appearing as light? Was control editing the story? For you to worship it? You see, I read you. I really ask and invite you to create a picture within you of this difference. On the one hand, there's a God that we have served, that has required obedience, issues commandments, has the nature of a conqueror, wants you to believe, to have faith, and to ever be searching, but not to find the truth. Because it's an existence of the operation of your energy for it to sustain it. All it wants is its operation in what you call your neocortex. You see, the cosmology of Christ is not the story that sets you free. There's no vicarious atonement. But there's a love that exists that is inextricable from you, your original love. Because you once loved everyone. And you told them, and you cared for them, and you did not issue edicts or declaratives or commands and observe their obedience because you were nurturing not your product, but your love. So you have the God of the Bible that exists a certain way, requires obedience, creates fear, creates a whole priesthood, creates a whole Christhood, a manhood, a male worship. Be loosed from that this day. And you have original unconditional love that says, when you're ready to give up all that you have held on to, all that you thought was dear in flesh, that you wound up in a casket with, when you're ready to give all that up, and everything that you wanted to obey and submit to and be subservient to, and try to appease the gods, when you're done with that, you can come home, or you can come back to the original me, unconditional love. And what does unconditional love do? It doesn't require a thing of you except surrender, and says, here. There's no separation. Let me put my crown on you. Sit in my chair. Walk with my authority. Teach the people to love you and each other equally. There'll be no levels of caste. There'll be no theories of demons and devils. Because love is what we are, the energy of. But it's the unconditional type. It is the nature of unconditional love. I love you. This is the Cosmic Classroom, asking you to be unafraid of your words and learn to channel like this, where you begin to edit not your words to reflect religious belief. You're no longer trying to channel according to the way that you have been taught or the way that you think you should seek. You begin to let you be afraid no more of the living word that you empower to let come forth and not shield it from wherever it may go across the earth throughout the bands of time. My name is Theodore Cottingham. I love you all. Please give up on you no more. Edit not the words of eternal life. Let them come forth from your lips to be the designer, the creator, the lover of you first. Forgive you of everything you've ever done and not done. Good, bad, right, or wrong. Begin to forgive. Take steps to forgive everybody that you have harbored ill against. Some you should go to. Some you should heal. Some you should pay back the money that you've stolen or taken ill. But love will lead you. Love will guide you. Love will speak to you this way, tenderly, as a nurturing parent, not, but a nurturing equal. And you go do as you want. You do it or not, you do it the way you want to do it or not. But you can do as you want because you have that power, because you are equal with what we thought was God. But God was a myth, not a mythic element, not. Or are you changing your story? Will you no more let words fabricate you on the assembly line of the production of sorrow's sphere? Will you no longer want the planets of hate and hatred controlling you? What are you connected to? What is the source of your word? Your anger? Your theory? Your religion? Your existence? I'm asking you to be the living word. And let life come forth, that you give the power of your living word to bring forth, to be no other than the educated you in the classrooms of one, the cosmic, crowned by light, no longer edited by the DNA of failure. I love you. I want your job, not. But you can have mine. Do you see what I'm saying? Why I'm saying it? Begging am I for you to come forth and to omit your cosmic classroom no more from your life. Call it your palace of light. Let it be your holy of holies. No matter what you call it, learn to let you be the life of you. No longer plugged in to the theories that take your life from you and cause you to obey them. Be the authority of no other under. Because all authority is given you in heaven and earth. You didn't know that? I love you all. Be the conscious creator you are. Care for your word. Thank you for being with me, with us. Several now, apparently online. 2 or 3 maybe. But millions will hear this message inside them. Whether you speak it or not, but you're not speaking it for them. You're speaking it for you, to unchain you from the gates of hell and the flesh of life and the torment of salvation and being good enough. I exonerate you from all fear. And that's my name. Fearless me, no longer fearing you. Fear no one else. And be the fearless lamb that is no more slaughtered by religion, nor the authority of man. Love your life and live it. Joy have with life. I love you all. My name is Theodore Cottingham. I am responsible for these words, and I love you with them. Thank you again for being here. Change this channel not, but commit. Join the membership of the channel, if you will. It's your option. I love you all. I teach life, love, and peace. For it's the most powerful of all when powered by unconditional love. know the difference. Understand the nurturer who says you're equal with me to be me. See you later. Thank you again. Open your cosmic classroom and be unafraid to bring the joy forth. Having a baby of Christ, not but the living Word that changes your world, and understands the nurture is set free from the men who want to conquer it and have its energy for them. You can write me at Box 34 in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I encourage you, transcribe these words, teach them, love them, and let yours go free. Thank you. I love you. Good day.